Hey guys, it's a new day, and for some reason, I'm just not surprised by the fact that guess what? Somebody else who works in the gaming industry, more specifically a consulting firm on games, hates gamers. This seems to be an ongoing trend whereby all of these people have one goal in mind, and I suspect that the purpose of this is now coming to light. You see, a lot of with these Ubisoft videos that I've been making, I've been saying that they've been doing things either ignorantly or on purpose. And it turns out that in some cases it's being done in purpose. And in Ubisoft's case, there is this rumor floating around that it's being done in purpose by Tencent to devalue the company so that it can be acquired. Now, let's shift that to all of these consultancy firms regarding video games. What I find interesting is that a lot of them come in and ruin these games, which then cause these studios to either go under or the share value of these studios to tank. And that's what I'm starting to understand in putting things together. All of these companies that are pushing these ESG requirements always seem to have some sort of case where they either ruin the game or do something that devalues the IP or the studio behind it. And I suspect that all of this is being done on purpose in the background for some greater acquisition by some entity who intends to basically take as many studios as possible and shove it under their belt. And then, once they have control of these studios, bring things up to standard and up to quality, saying that, hey, we acquired it, we fixed it, and now we're your best friend, thereby making as much money and profit out of everybody else as possible. So, you've heard of the term divide and conquer. Well, in this case, I would suspect that the idea is that a lot of these consultancy firms have been put or purposely been designed in such a way that it's going to destroy the gaming industry as it is, and then the only people who are left with money are the ones who are going to pick up all the pieces and then get rid of these people all at once and say, look, we're on your side. Meanwhile, they were the ones who had pushed this onto us. Now, the reason why I'm in a bit of a tirade over here is this comes back to the article on That Park Place. The Silent Hill 2 remake consultant suggests the world would be better without gamers. Now, this is a consultant that works for Hit Detection LLC, a company similar to Sweet Baby Inc. that aims to push wokeness in video games, announced his involvement in the game while sharing a screenshot from the game's credits. Now, he wrote on X, surprise, I consulted on Silent Hill 2 Remake. I had a great experience working with the team. Because of this, I won't really be talking about the game publicly. Have fun figuring out your own takes. And this is where it gets interesting for me. I suspect that all of these consultancy groups are the same. Not just because of their politics and what they believe, but rather in the sense that they're all being promoted and pushed by the same individuals who want to devalue companies and devalue IPs so that these same companies who push this stuff get an opportunity to buy up as many studios at a lower price as possible. There's no other explanation for this. And I think there's some sort of credence to this with the whole Ubisoft situation, whereby Tencent is rumored to, in the background, have been pushing Yasuke as the main protagonist on purpose and doing all of these other things to destroy Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft to devalue the shares to buy it up at a lower price. Now, I suspect when it comes time for this, companies to do their work, the main aim is to destroy these IPs and to make gamers hate companies as much as possible and devalue them. Now, going on to the article again, he responded to a post from Compulsion Games writer Bajan Stefan, who wrote in 2019, I'm curious, what's the dumbest idea you have that you nevertheless believe will, if implemented, make the world a better place? Geller responded, no gamers. Now, going back to the article, in another surprising post also made in 2019, Geller wrote, honestly, the fact that gamers don't think of Taro and Kojima as political totally fits. Politics in games means anything about race or gender and nothing else. And you see this post over here, it's got American devs endless whining about politics, Japanese devs, and then you got Shinji Mikami with a Bayonetta cosplay, you got Koichiro Arata with what looks like a firearm of some sort, I could be wrong, and a katana sitting next to a Street Fighter 3, I believe, arcade machine. I'm not too sure who this is with the katana, and then we got the dude from Square Enix who's just straight up weird, but hey, we like him anyway. And then in 2018, in this article, as points out, he also wrote, I totally understand the defensiveness response to our medium, but it's not at all inaccurate to say that far-right groups are trying to recruit gamers. Much of today's alt-right grew out of the Gamergate and its sympathizers and organizers like Bannon and Milo preyed on those groups. I disagree with this because from what I've dug into my own research, I've completely missed Gamergate. And when I dug into the research of it, from what I found to be really shady, I found that a lot of these gaming journalists all got together. In fact, all of the people who were accused of doing something unethical got together, and then they just started writing articles left and right. And I think from there they got a taste of power and realized that they could get ahead of things because they're in the media. And that's where everything spiraled out of control, and that's how all of this devolved into the complete mess that it is. Now, going further into the article, there's another post by him. Maybe there'd be more girl gamers if guy gamers didn't act so incredibly unlikable. To be quite frank with you, I've known many girl gamers growing up. All of them played video games without the internet. And back then, the internet wasn't prominent, but at the same time, there were times where we'd have like couch multiplayer sessions where there'd be girls and guys, and there was never really an issue. Now, going back to the article, again, Gallus posts that Balayi's thinking is not surprising. In fact, this is just another piece of the mountain of evidence that fits novelist Isaac Young's theory, in which he noted that the current crop of Hollywood and video game writers are part of a seething artistic class that wishes to pervert all film, TV, and literary achievement for the sake of applauding themselves and humiliating their enemies. Furthermore, he shared, this class cannot conceptualize anything except through politics. He added, Hollywood exists to reward its friends and punish its enemies, and its products are emblematic of that fact. Hollywood does not exist to entertain you. It is an organ of a greater international apparatus that has declared war on native populations of the West. And this, I would say, is the best definition that fits the writers of modern day age. All of them are part of a group, a part of a clique, where they seem to believe that they are part of some sort of high society. And whatever they say is effectively the word by which everybody needs to live their lives. If you disagree with them, they can start calling you alt-right or Nazis. And everything they do seems to be obviously to the extent whereby they just live in this echo chamber whereby they are right and everybody else is wrong. And they cannot take any criticism of any kind. And the second you say anything about them or you point out anything that they're doing is wrong, even when they are wrong, the first thing they do is call you a Nazi and they call you alt-right. Well, guess what? As far as these people go, you have the power. You can not engage with their websites if you don't want to. You can close your wallets to the games that they are engaged in and then take it from there. You must understand, you as a consumer, you as the person holding the money, you always have a choice. Never let these people make you feel like you don't, because you don't have to take their crap and you don't have to open your wallet to them. With that being said, guys, I'm out of this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and good luck out there.